this is the format for formatting this. This is the general format for a command given in the Beamer. And there are like three different, like four different themes formatting we can do. One is the theme. Theme is nothing but the outlook. Last time we have seen about that Berlin and Madrid, as well as another one, Warsaw. We have seen it. Those themes are predefined. Okay, so we have used those themes. Now if you want to make some changes with the themes, for example, we want to change the color of the theme from blue to red, then we can use these commands. Okay, for example, like here theme, we can use some user defined themes also. Okay, not only the predefined, or some user defined themes also we can use it by including this template name. Inside the template name, you can uh, provide your uh, package, and so that like a Beamer package, so that it will the entire layout of the frames, entire layout of the all the frames will be changing. Okay, and for set the colors for different colors, you can use the command of set Beamer color. And for changing the font size, if not font sizes actually, maybe font sizes also, as well as the formatting of the font also, you can change it. So for example, it can be a Roman, or it can be some sans serif. Then it can, like, if you want to set the sans serif for the whole documents, then we can use it. If you want to set for a individual frame, then you have to use it in the individual frames, like a text it, right? So we have already seen it. So the backslash text it, like italic for changing it to italic save. Or if you want to use some family, like for example, if you want to use some Roman alphabets, like we have used backslash text rm, right? We have used those things. Okay, so those are done for a individual frames. But if you want to do for the entire frame, then we have to use this set Beamer font. Then if you are setting this one in the preamble, then the entire frames will be using only this font only. Similarly, the size and the size also, it can be given, and I'll show you those things. And also, suppose if you have defined here, you will be giving the template names. Okay, so whatever the template name that style names, if you are giving, that is style, if you are giving style file, if you are giving, then those theme will be taken into account, and then the changes will be made accordingly. Okay, so here, if you are using that template name, like for example, if you are using your own, if you are creating your own style file, then it has to be named like this. Because if you are mentioning only style, that's style means style. Style file means, it means that it will be taking as a document file. Okay, instead of Beamer file, it will take as a document file. So you have to name like this: Beamer theme, and the file name, your user file name dot style. You have to provide like this, and then you can use it, because this is a user defined file, but it has to be followed, it has to be prefixed by Beamer theme. Or if you are using only colors, then you can use Beamer color theme. So that style, that is style file, will be having only those color indications only. So like that also you can use it. If you are using it, and if you have included in the package, then you can use only use theme, use color theme, use font theme, like that you can use it. Okay, but if you are describing, and if you want to download from some the package, from packages, then you have use the set Beamer template. Okay, so it is already defined, and you want to change it, then you can use this. And here, actually, whatever defined over there, you can use those themes, or themes or colors, we can use it. Okay, so this is for defined one. Okay, and this is for the defined one, which needs to be varied, which needs to be varied according to the wish of the user. Then we can use this set Beamer template. Okay, so, and some of the commands, actually, I have told you, like text rm, I have told you, it is a Roman, it will make the letters as a Roman family. Okay, the font will be like a Roman font, but this command is used inside the frame. Okay, but if you want to use in the declarations, for example, in the options, if you want to declare, then you have to use this declaration declaration options. It is for the declaration options used for this set beamer template as well as use themes, everything, where you have to change the font. And the preamble, then you have to use this type of commands. Okay, so for example, medium series you have to use MD series. And for bolding of text, usually we will be using, we have seen in the first class itself, slash text BF. This is used in the document, like a document environment. It is used within the document environment. But if you want to use this as an option, then you can use it a BF series. Okay, so based um so I have I have already done this. So let me explain. Like I have some frames, which is like mentioned as syntax and examples. Okay, so the content of this syntax as well as examples are described here. But the background of my frame, I need to describe it. Okay, so I can describe it in terms with the individual frame also. Otherwise, if you want to do it in the top, then it will be applied to all the frames. Okay, so let me show you like how it can be done at the for all the frames. And for that, this one you have already seen it, right? Like for example, here we have to start with document class beamer class we are going to use. And it will have the document. Here it begins. The begin document environment it begins, and end document. And within this one, you will be pasting here text. Okay, whatever the text you want to display, then you can paste it here. If you want to include the figures, if you want to include the tables, if you want to include enumerate, then you can do all these things here. Okay, so but if we want to have a outer a layout of the frames, then we can use it in the preamble. We can use the template, we can use the commands in the preamble. Okay, preamble means after the document class and before the document environment. Okay, so now here if you are seeing, I have used some packages which is needed inside my frames, and also some packages I needed for using in the preambles. Okay, even if you are using in the preamble the packages, those package options will be utilized in this commands, which is given in the preamble itself. Okay, so once it is compiling, it will first download whatever the options of the package, then only it will be having other commands in the preamble. Okay, and now let us see what are the commands. So I have set the beamer size, set beamer size. So I have set this text margin, that is left it is 16 centimeter and right at the as 16 point, not centimeter, just point. And here sidebar width I have mentioned as 2.5 centimeter, and on the left side and the right side it is 1.5 I have mentioned. So sidebar, it is sometimes it is useful to so what are the sections we are going. So for example, we are having two sections, and if I'm mentioning the section here, the whatever the slides coming under, it will be showing it in different colors. I have mentioned some different colors here, but you can use the colors also. So this will so that this slide, the example one, it belongs to the section syntax. Okay, whereas when going for this example two, then it shows that it is going for example two, example section it is going. So like that, it is trying to indicate that's the use of this sidebars. Sidebars, sometimes we can include our logos also, and some other informations, quick informations, we can add it in the sidebar. Okay, so to determine the layout, yeah, complete layout, we have to put it in the beginning itself by using the command set beamer size. Okay, so either left side left hand side or right hand side sidebars, we can use it. Here I have used left hand side. Okay, and the left hand side of the a sidebar, I have used some themes. Okay, so here I have used some themes of use outer themes, which is a sidebar. So outer theme will be like a outer part of my frame, and that's why like a sidebar, it is available with the outer theme. Okay, and the height some I have mentioned like what is the height and what is the width of this. Width is well 3 centimeter and height is 0 point, because like there is some other commands, that's why it is having some height, but otherwise it will be fully fully orange colors only. Okay, so here I have given yeah, that is Dow colors. Okay, so for the color of the sidebar I have used color theme Dow sidebar tab I have used. And for a beamer color, like if I want to have some like changes in the text. Okay, so changes in the text, what I have used is some foreground, I have used some maroon colors. Okay, so I have used set beamer color. And this is the section in sidebar. Section in sidebar is nothing but your options, and the values for the colors I need to give it like foreground it is a maroon color. It background I have not given any colors, otherwise it might be looking like this. Background is white, and here it is a like a inside it is a foreground is a black. Okay, similar way it may appear. So want to avoid the background, so I have given as an empty one. Okay, and similarly, like if I need to have a font size here, okay, the font variations, I can use the command of set beamer font. Okay, in the set beamer font I have different options. Okay, one is for title, another like a frame. This is for title. Okay, and this is for frame title. And for sidebar, what type of font and font size, font family, font series I want to declare, I can declare it over here. Okay, like using with the set beam font. Okay, and color background of the colors of the like not the sidebars, but other the where the text have text is occurring, we need to have the colors over there also. Then also it is possible using this set beamer color with the background canvas. Background canvas, it indicates that like a background of all the slides. So it has been given as blue green. Okay, and for frame title, separate like separate options are available for different different parts of the frame. Okay, so frame, we can have frame title, and we can have the frame text. Okay, so frame text I have given like a normal text. It is not, there is no specific title like option for this option name for the text, but it is given as normal text itself. Okay, normal text means it is whatever the points we are going to type, that we are calling it as a normal type text. And what are the other options? The sidebars, head there is a header footer also, it is available. Okay, for each and every of these options we can separately set those formats of color, font, and theme, as well as well as the what are the other things. Mm, yeah, like a font color, and we can do it, and themes also we can do it. And this inner and outer, it is nothing but inner means that the frames are usually divided into layer by layers. Okay, so the inner layer, it is considered as what the part where we are going to write our text. Okay, so that we'll call it as a inner frame. And outer frame is nothing but the outer frame of this, where we will not concentrate more, which is only the layouts, like sidebars, headers, and footers, that will be considered as outer. So each and every like it each and every layers of these frames can be like can be can be designed as with the help of these commands. Okay. Okay, so now today we will start, like now we will start with the today's topic. And here you can see that like yesterday also we have seen it, right? So we have seen what is the like contents for the authors. We need to give one, the author will be preparing only the writing part, right? So there will not be much coding part for the author. And for editor also there are separate commands for editors also. Okay, so author, what they will be doing is with the text file, they will be using like any text file, they can use it, and they will be using only some commands of parts, chapters, sections. They can use some mention only those things. Okay, and they can include the figures, table and math environment. If they want to include some maths mathematical equations, then they can do it with the math environment. And they can do some spacing, vertical spacing. No, I'm not saying about the spacing of a layout or such layout of entire pages, but the spacing between the paragraphs, between the lines, you can do it using a spacing. Not even lines can be done with by the editors, but you can sometimes you want some spacing between the math environment and the paragraph, then you can do it. Okay. And the font and color commands also we can give it. But mostly this font and color commands, everything will be done by the editor, because they will be having some kind of a set of rules with the publishers to what type of font they can use it and what type of colors, everything they will be having. And according to the publishers, they will be doing that fonts font and color formatting they will be doing. But suppose if you want to use it in the images, then you can use some color commands. And apart from that, we have to use the cite for references, like for bibliographic references, for paper reference, journal reference, we have to use slash cite. And if you want to use like a reference, like a figure one or label one, like a table one, table two, like that, as shown in the table one, as shown in the table two, then you have to use a like a slash ref. And if you want to include some terms in the glossaries, then you can use a GLS commands there. And if you want to include in the index, then you can simply insert index. Okay. And if there is some appendix, then you can have a separate file mentioning as that is a files containing the appendix part, then you can include it here. Okay, so these are the maximum commands used by the authors. Okay, so authors, like they need not, they are worried only about the contents, right? So they will be spending more time with the contents only. So they are commenting, like using of programming part or the command part, it will not be like it will be tedious for them. Okay, so they want to separate for author contents as well as for editors. Okay. And with respect to the editor, we can see there are other commands which they need to include, they need to learn. Okay, one is the document class, whether they different document class they need to prepare it, like for articles, for book, what is the layout they need to they need to judge it. And here I'm saying it is judging. Okay, I'm not saying it is like creating, because creation will be done by the layout creation will be done by the developer, not by the editor. Editor will be using only the layouts created by the creator, and they will be using only that. Okay, so the class like editor will be used only the designed classes. They will not design the classes, but they will be telling the telling the creator, like, or developer, how the class should be looking like. Okay. And they can use some packages which are relevant for their publishing company. Okay. And they can use make index. Here you can see that author will not need not worry about these commands. Make index, other commands need not be worried about. But here they will be worried only with using this slash index in their text. Okay. But the make index and where it has to be indexed, suppose I have told already, like a glossary can be declared in the beginning, or it can be declared in the end also. Like that, I have told you those placement of these documents, acronyms, dedications, and appendix. So those things, it will be decided by the editor. Placement of those components of the article or book will be decided by the editor. So editor needs to know only these commands only. Okay. So set of commands, it will be ready-made commands only. But except this, he or she should be having some knowledge of the package name, so that it will be having some enhanced appearance. Okay. So, and for including the author content, the author will be giving us a separate file. Okay. So different authors will be there. So each and every author will be giving it their files in a separate name. And the editor, what they will do, they will include, they will use the command of include, and they will include those files over here. The name of the file only written here, automatically it is getting updated. Okay. So editor will not do all the formattings and all. Okay. So if this, they will be provided with these set of commands, and the editor will be just including those authors content by using their file name. already. Okay, by using this command include. Okay, so these are the only set of commands used by the author and editor. Okay, but now as a developer, actually, what we have to do is we have to, because this class we can see that editor is doing, but we have to have some layout which is unique for the publishing company. Okay, so then the developer will be designing those type of layouts and give it as a package. Okay, give it as a package or give it as a class. Okay, so developer, what we have to do is, like, as a developer, we have to be prepared with the style files as well as the class files. Style files, it will be ending with the .sty style file, and this style file is indicate that that is a package, and the class file will be .cls file will be used. So this cls file will be used in this document class. So if you are having a user defined one, then the name of the user defined file name will be given over here. Okay, and if you are if you are giving some user defined packages, then the user defined packages will be used by using the use package command. Okay, so as a developer, like as a editor or author, you need not worry about much of the commands here. Only these few commands, if you are learning, that whatever we have learned in 3 days, that commands is sufficient for as an editor as well as for an author. Okay, but if you are having as a developer, like today we will be seeing some commands. That commands is needed for a developer, and some creativity is needed for them to design some layouts, and they should be aware of all those packages available with the latex. Not all, but most of the packages, if they are familiar, then it is easy for them to they easy to design the layout. Okay, and as a developer, they should know what type of files are involved in developing these latex files, or latex or PDF files we as output. So these are some of the files we will be seeing while compiling also, while running also, while outputting also. So these files, text files, we have already seen. So this file is nothing but your like input file. Okay, so these are my input file. Okay, so input file for any of my documents. Okay, for Beamer also I am using text. Okay, and there are other types of files which I need to know. Like one is .ltx for similar to text, but it is the text, that is some other text engine is there. And there is some .style, it is for package. Okay, so it is for package file. Okay, and file extension, and this is for the file extension for a class. Okay, this is for file extension for class, and this .bib, it is for bibtex. For reference, bibliographic reference, we need to use it. And .dtx, actually it is for like a combined, that is text and the packages will be combined, and it is provided in the DTX. Soon we will be seeing this also. Okay, so these, if we are seeing this is considered as a input files. Okay, so these set will be considered as a input files, file types. Okay, so in this, like for the latex program, actually we can provide these type of input files, and these commands that is lying next to it, it is a output files. Okay, so these are the outputs we can achieve. We have already seen the .pdf, but we can have with the DVI also, as well as PS, PostScript, encapsulated PostScript, as well as the XML also. Okay, extended markup language also for web applications we can use it, and for graphical applications we have .svg. Okay, so these type of file extension, we can get it as a output. Okay, based on our options, we will be getting it, and these are the files which I am showing it. These are the files which will be created during the compilation and running. Okay, so these are the input files we will be providing, and these are the output files provided by the latex, and these are the files it is prepared by the latex program while compiling as well as running. Okay, so while it is running or compiling, these files will be produced. One is the log file. It will show all the commands and the error message, everything. Log files, we know that, right? So the log files, we know this. And this BLG, okay. So BLG, it is related to the bib text, I felt. I'm not sure about it. And these auxiliary files, TOC, auxiliary files is nothing but like it will try to link, like it will try to pick up some keywords from the input latex file. Okay. For example, if it is a .toc, it all we can call it as auxiliary file. .toc means it is a table of content file. Okay. So table of content file, in the text file, we will be mentioning some sections, right? So table of contents, what like in the table of contents, we will be having some sections, actually, sections and chapter numbers, content of the chapter. Okay. And sections, chapter, and some glossaries. Glossaries, entire glossary will not be present, but the glossary, whatever the content, on the table of contents will be present in the front page of our books. Okay, so those will be listed once you are writing this in section with a title name. Okay, so those will be stored in this. Okay, like if I am having some two sections, there will be section 1 and 2. So those counter numbers will be also stored in this TOC, so that it will be while compiling, like while giving us the output, it will have like it will be providing a full format. Okay, with the section title as well as the section number by set counter. Okay, so this is the use of this TOC, table of content. And this lot file, and okay, so this one I can this one IDX, it is nothing but your index file. So whenever in the previous slide, we can see that like author needs to represent dot index, right? So index, what is the index name? For example, in this, I will write Beamer. Okay, so this Beamer, I need to be represented in the index page of my, the index page will be available in the last of your book, right? So though giving the page numbers, everything. Okay, so in that cases, what it will do, the Beamer, the Beamer information of the Beamer as well as the numbering, page numbering will be loaded into this IDX. Okay, so for each and every elements, it will be creating some separate, it will be considered as a database. Okay, so it is ideally database for different sections. It is having some different databases, so that it will pick up and it will give a full format of as output as a PDF. Okay, so for compiling, it is useful. And some syntax GX, it is for while running, it may be converting some one form to another. So at the time, the syntax G is it is used, and this run command is also for running. While running, it is being used. Okay, so we will not be able to see this run, but it is internally running. And in the output, actually output as well as in the runtime or compilation time also, we can see that some times that txt as well as pdf file is created for the internal use. Okay, so internal use, it is being created. It will be either as an output, this will be output, and this is for runtime or compiling as well as run. During runtime, you can see this type of extension. Okay, and this type will be for both output as well as for runtime. It is used in the runtime and as well as compilation time. Okay, so these are some of the file types, we can see it, and I will also show you. So here we can see that we are going to save. We usually save like using save as, right? So while using save as, you can see that there are different file types out there, right? So you can see here like dot text. Usually default is dot tex. Okay, but you can see that there are other documents also. Latex. The text document, it is a like it is a primary documents. But there are some latex documents also. Okay, so text and latex, there is a difference. Like text is the initial one, and dot LTX, it is built on the text documents. So let me not go detailed into it. And some log files, these are input files, I told you, right? That's why it is shown in the save as. Okay, so log BLG, and no, even though it is a compiled files which can be opened and we can edit it also. Okay, instead of editing in the main documents, we can go here to the log documents and then we can edit it. And for example, TOC, the auxiliary files, these auxiliary files also, table of contents also, I can modify here itself. Okay. Once I'm modifying it here, either it can be exported to the some other, I can use some commands to export it also. Okay. So let us see, like these are the commands we can go with the input for input files. Okay. And okay, I also with this one. This some X color package I have taken. You can see that there is a DTX and style file is there. Okay. And while generating, we are having some syntax .gz file is being generated here. Okay, some output files of PDF, it is being generated here. Okay, so if I'm using some um, thesis documents, I think we might be able to see TOC and all. Okay, so like, yeah, it's not available now, but you can check it later. And for different process, you can see that different files are being used. And for file conversion, actually earlier it was text file, but that's why like dvi files are usually generated. But after that, every output it needs like we want some PDF file. Later it was developed as a latex. So with the latex they were able to develop PDF. And then they want to combine these two. So by combining these two, they were able to do it like with the latex, they were able to print the DBI file, and also they will be able to print the PDF file. Okay. And with the latex and PDF latex also, I have shown it earlier also, right? So in the text file itself, you can see in the text file itself, you can see that this is like a PDF text, PDF latex. So this will be providing some different outputs. Okay. So PDF latex make index dot bib text. So this will provide me that dot bib files. And uh, latex, actually it is for different languages, for different using some different languages in the latex. Then you can use this latex. And some other text engines also present here. So these will be producing some different outputs. Okay. So here you can see that the latex will be producing DVI as well as the PDF, and also PostScript. PS will be produced by using some kind of a converters. Okay, so converting files you can use it, and using some drivers like DVI to PS, then you can convert PostScripts. Okay, so output files we need it differently, right? PS file it is used in the website creations. So if we are converting this, then we can directly see it in the website. Okay. So that's why like we want this PS file. Okay. So different files, like different output files are being converted now. Okay. So now as a developer, actually we need to know that we can have some user defined commands at the level of three levels. We can have it. One is at the level of user files. In the text file itself, you can make some commands changes. Okay. And then you can you can make some user defined and user options. You can provide it in the text file itself. That is done locally. That is using some macros we can do it. And in case of a CLS class as well as a style, that is a packages level, actually we can use some commands that is specifically used in the classes file as well as the package file. This we will be seeing it in the next slides. And for the class files, actually, if you are using some class, and if you are using only for that particular class only, then you can use it as a you can define the commands in the class file. Okay. Suppose if you are using some commands, user defined commands, which is used only for that document, then you can go with the text level of commanding. Okay. And if you are going for a command if you are going for a command which will be used by all the packages, then then you can go with the package command. Okay. So this is how it is written. For example, if you are using some graphics, okay, or color packages, Okay, so color will be used in all classes, right? It can be used in article class, or it can be used in report class, or it can be used in letter class. Every classes it can be used. Okay, so now we can have a color package. Okay. Whereas in case of a class option, like for example, if you are having an article it will be printed in the A4 size only, right? So there is some nature, like some layout which will not be changed. Even for thesis, like thesis writing, or for book writing also, there is some syntax we will be following. Okay, so in that cases the classes, like we cannot use it in the as a package, because if you are using in a package, then the article class and the book class will be will be will be creating some problems. Okay, so in the classes, like in that cases, actually we have to use some separate classes. Okay, and some cases, like for example, if you want to have a commands which will be changing the like a font colors, it is for my personal use, right? So it can be done using like a commands, user defined commands in the text level, that is user files. In the user files locally we can do the changes. Okay, so these are the three different levels we can do the user defined commands, and we have to be careful about like when we have to use it. Okay, so these commands, when we have to use it, we have to be careful. And if you are having a packages within a university, suppose if you are having some style packages within the university, then you can go with the style packages, but which will not be used by the other universities. Okay, so which will not be used by the other university, so it is for personal use only. Okay, so but however the style file will be useful for the students or the scholars and the faculties within the university, it will be useful. Okay, so similarly in that cases we can have either class file instead of style file. Okay, so some user-defined commands are already there, but nowadays they are trying and for a new commands, and they have recommended some equivalent commands also. And because they are trying to they have improved a lot from the olden days to today. Actually, they are trying to implement more and more options available, and requirements available in the all over the world. So what they are what they were giving suggestion is, instead of there is a user command called input. So instead of you input, actually we have to use some load class require packages, something that type of packages it should be used. This is told with respect to that, they want to improve the running of the files, or compiling of the files, it will be useful. Okay, so based on the programming, they have suggesting that it is better to use these type of commands. And in our classes also, like today's class also, we are going to see only this recommended equivalent commands only. But whenever I'm showing you some packages, you can see that there is like a commands of input def and something like this command, we can see it. Okay, so we are trying to avoid this one, and we can replace it with this command also. So in later stages we can see that slash input, for slash input we will be using load class, and slash def, for instead of slash def we have some different types of commands we can use it, like a new command, renew command, and which we will be seeing it in the next slides. So now I told you, like there are three levels are there: user level, and a class as well as package level development we can do it. Okay, so this is like macros. It is nothing but the user level commands which will be done locally. Okay, so locally within a documents we can do it. Okay, so macros are actually, we have a general definitions, like it is a program like sequence of commands. If you want to do some repeated commands again and again in our documents, so locally we can have some type of we can have some functions which will be called, and we can utilize it in our local files. Okay, so that we will call it as a macros, and this can be used as a commands also. Okay, so not only like locally also it can be used, but it will be used in the commands in the class, like a class file also, as well as package file also, it is being used. Okay, but as of now, like you can have a it is not showing some clear boundary line between the levels, but general way of thinking is this macros can be considered as a user defined at the level of look at the level of one. Okay, that is used at the local level, we can use it. Okay, so uh, sorry. So there are like for different purposes we are using for macros. So one is the replacement macros, to replace the phases. For example, I need to type my company again and again in my text. So what I can do is like I can make my entire command like this, and instead of writing every time my entire company name of Mass Research Solutions LLP, if I am giving a command of slash mass, then automatically it is getting printed. Okay, here I'm creating some new command of slash mask. Okay, that's why I'm using a new I'm using some new command line, like a new command as a command for having a new command of slash mask. Okay, and also there is some suggestions are being given after writing a user defined commands. They are asking us to provide some spaces, because while declaring it need not be mixed with the other text. Okay, that's why what they are doing is we are writing this mask. After that, they are asking, that is user command. This is a user command, and here we can provide some space. Okay, so that the other text will not be mixed up with my command. Okay, so they are giving some suggestions like that. And if I'm writing my text like this, the company, this is a command now. So instead of space, I can provide a backslash again, and some space also I can provide. Okay, because I'm not providing some space here, right? If I'm not providing some space, it will be it will be concatenated, and it will be given as a single word, like this mass research solutions LLP was will be combined. Okay, to avoid this, what I'm doing is I'm having some backslash, and with the space I'm providing some space. And here, whenever my display will be there, the company mass research solution LLP was established in some text will be printed like that. Okay, to avoid the repeated use, I'm using this one. Okay, and next one is macros are used for gathering informations that is declared previously. Okay, so in that case, well, for example, that is already provided. For one example is suppose the section. Okay, slash section. The section number and the section title, options, everything, the commands will be well defined. Okay, but now we want to redefine it. For example, in the section itself, I need to have all the capsule. I'm having some letter printed on my text file, which is a smaller case. Okay, but it should automatically changes it to capital letter. Okay, so in that cases, what I can do is in original section command will not have that option, but if you want to have some with the macros, we can do it. The macro of renew command with the macro of the slash renew command, I can change the options, or some small variation I can make with my commands, original commands. Okay, so here what I have here there is like a two type of things you can do it. What if the macros is used in the sty file? Okay, so if the sty file, it is not a package file. Okay, so if I'm using it as sty file, I can directly use renew command, and I can complete it. Okay, but if I'm using in the dot text file, okay, then I have to use some make at letter, and make at others. Okay, so these two commands are necessary, and in between these two commands, I will be inserting this slash renew command. Okay, so these things you need to keep it in mind. If you are making in the sty file, then only simple command is sufficient, renew command is sufficient. But if you are using in the text file, we are renewing it. Renewing it means we are giving a new, we are new definition for the existing command, right? So new definition for the existing command. Then we have to use it. If it is in the text file, then we have to use some two commands that make at letter and make at others. I will not go much deep into it, but because it may take a lot of time to explain those things, you can just refer in the internet. And yeah, like this you can give make at letter renew commands. These are the commands for change in my colors of my make title. So make title I will be having author, title, and date, right? So for the title, I have to have a red color. Usually in the general make title, everything will be in black. Okay, but I need to make some command like a layout, such that my title will be in red color, author will be in blue color, and date will be in green color. Okay. So if I'm using these comments, then every scholar who is using my make title, then they will be having this type of formatting. Okay, title will be red, author name will be in blue, and date will be in green. Okay, and macros also can have arguments, like arguments can be passed into it, and as if you can consider these commands are similar to our C programs or Python programs, like that you can consider. Okay, and these commands also, like since it is like a computer commands, like it will take arguments also. So this it can be like a new command. If you are having a new command, the command name will be provided as a username. Whatever it is in the green color, it is a user defined name, and whatever it is in blue color, it is like a default the default command in syntax. Okay, and the command name can be a user defined one, that is a new name we are providing. And number of arguments passed, how many number of arguments passed, it can be provided within a square bracket. Okay, so within a square bracket you have to provide like how many arguments you are going to pass it, and then the code macro program you can do it. Okay, so within the curly bracket you can do it, and the macros will be taking up to 9 arguments as of now. Okay, and the argument value, whatever we have provided, 2 or 3 or 9 values we have provided, those 9 values will be called into this macro program, right? So while calling, how it will be called, it will be called with the has one. Okay, has one, has two, up to has 9 it will be taking up. Okay, and if you have more arguments, then it is better to go with the class or package type of commands. Okay, it is macro commands which will be used within the document, so it is having only limited set of arguments in it. Okay, so here if you are seeing, there is a new command, and there is a like a user defined trademark product, like a user defined command is there, and we are passing some one arguments, and then one arguments will be indicated like has one. Okay, so has one is while taking what are the program it is doing, it is having some italicized word. Okay, so it is making some italicized word of one. One is nothing but one arguments we are going to provide. Okay, so I will show you how it is being done, and then we are having some other commands also we are having. Okay, there are 3 commands, internal commands we are using. Text IT, it is for italic text, and text trademark we will be using some TM in the upstairs, and the index file we are going to do it in the indexing. Okay, so this I will show you. So here we are using this new command, this TM product we have told, like this TM product command we have used here, like here. New command, the name of the command is TM product. That's why in the document I'm using that as a command itself. This is a user defined commands. There is no such command in the like a latex standard latex package. It doesn't have any TM product as a command. Okay, but I'm defining it in the locally. And how many arguments? One arguments I need to pass it. So arguments will be within a curly bracket. So one argument of my letter, like a mass, is being given, and it is what are the formatting it is doing? Like text italic. So it is being made into italic. Okay, and so the first argument will be italicized, and then there is a word called text trading. So TM is being placed above, and then it is used in the index. Index will be usually placed at the bottom, so bottom of your document. So here you can see that index, in the index actually it is mentioned as mass comma one. One means the first page it is present here. Okay, so this type of, even with the single command, I am doing so many complex commands, like two or more commands with a single command, user defined commands. Okay, so I'm doing italicizing and making some trademark symbols, and I'm also making it into an index. Okay, so this is the use of my macros. I'm using this continuous command, like continuously I'm doing this. Okay, and here again, like Mm, mm. And for making index, I have to use the package of make index, make index as well as the package of make IDX. Okay. And for printing the matrix, printing this index, I need to use print index. Then automatically it is getting printed. This we have seen it already, but for the sake of completeness, I'm just saying it again. Okay. Mm. And here actually, for example, the renew command, there is a item, itemize, it is there. And here we will be using for bulleting points, we will be using some item command. Okay, for the item command, usually we will be having some dots. Okay, so item, it will be some bullet, black dots will be there, but I want to replace it. Okay, every time if I'm using some item, internally also I can declare it. Okay, suppose if I want to declare it internally, I can do like this also. Instead of bulleting points, I can use this command like this. But I want to do it at a global level. That is in the beginning itself, I want to do that. So the entire document will be having only such type of bulleting points. So that can be done using some renew command. Okay. So the command is there. Already this label item dot I. Label item I is already available. Okay. This command is already present in the latex latex package. So latex software. That's why I'm going to renew it, redefine it. Okay, redefine it. Instead of using some bullet points, I need to go have a triangle. Okay, so my, if you're seeing that my bullet points is instead of black dots, it is a triangle, because I'm redefining my already existing command of label item. Okay, so this is the advantage of using some macros, because we can do the user defined changes within a dot text file. Okay, within a dot text file we can do it. And here also you can see that, not only that, here you can see, like uh, it is, the macros are not only for describing the commands, but also it is used for describing a new commands or renew the new command, environment, new environment, or renew environment. Okay, so environment, what are the environments we have seen? Document environment, we cannot change anything. Okay, document environment, we cannot change anything. But apart from that, we have table environment, we have figure environment, and we have some bibliographic environment is there. So different environment out there. And for example, in the figure environment, if you are making a caption to be available only at the bottom, then we can do it. But if you want to change it to the top, then we have to write the macros. Okay, so mentioning that in the environment, we are making some changes, and we can define some new environment also. Okay, so mentioning that we can have some new environment that can also be defined here. Here we can see that the example we can see here is the chapter. Okay, so chapter is a kind of an environment. We will not call it an environment, but it is like a inbuilt, like a implicit environment. It is that, because we are not using begin chapter and end chapter on the. But this chapter environment, it will be used in the book. And if you are using a chapter, then you can see that there will be only single column. Okay, there will not be two columns. The standard packages, the standard environment says that the chapter should have a single columns only. But to make it a two columns, I need to have a user defined commands or the macros. Okay, so here the macros is like I'm using some use package, multi-call, I'm using some packages, and then I'm describing some new environment span chapter. Okay, so I'm having some new user defined environment called span chapter. Okay, and here you can see that while defining a new command, you are using a backslash, whereas while defining a new environment, you are not using a backslash, because environment always goes with the begin and end. That's why you are not using a backslash. Okay, and here after that you can provide a options, whatever the arguments we want to pass it. So here one argument is being passed. So here yeah, here the one argument is being passed, and the argument will be chapter one heading for both the columns. That's why this is my argument now. Okay, the introduction to it, or that is that is my argument here. So the one argument will be passed and it will be passing through the chapter. Okay. After that, I will be having multiple columns. Okay. So multiple columns means here I have mentioned two, so it will be mentioned as a two column, uh, two column book. In the book class, I will be having two columns. Okay. Entire book will be written in two columns, but that is in the like in a use a standard one, a book will not have a two columns. Only one single column will be used. Okay. And this is about environment, macros and environment. And we can use some nested macros also. That is one macro calling the other macro also, we can do it. Okay, so the for that new command will be there, and macro name one, because this is a user defined macro name, and the number of argument passed as well as the macro number two, like we can call it inside. So here you can see that there are two sorry. 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 And here you can see that there are two macros are there. One is person, that is a person, and another macro is re-index. Okay, so these two are user-defined macros. User-defined macros, that is a re-index as well as the person. The re-index is mentioned like for here. What is the thing is like person name will be two names will be there. First name, last name will be there. Okay, by calling as a person, like they will be having a full name, like first name, last name will be there. But for indexing, what it will do, like first name, last name will be printed first, followed by command, and then last name will be printed. Okay, so here one argument will be passed. Full name of both first name and last name will be passed as a single argument, and these arguments actually it will be split into two using this re-index, because in re-index also the like the first argument is passed. Okay, first argument is being passed, but in the argue like it will take a input argument like that, but it will be splitting into two, and again it will be providing some index. In the index, actually it is providing some two in two formatting of like it will take a two, it will pass the two arguments, has one and has two. Has two is nothing but your last name, and this one has one is the first name. So it will be typing in the index, it will be typing as last name comma first name. Whereas while typing out the text, it will type as first name, comma, first name, space, and last name. Okay, so it is not being shown here, but you can try. And these are for creating a new like a new macros, and for renewing the existing definitions of the commands. And here there are some internal commands. Here internal commands, you can use the renew command as I've told already. So the changes also you can make. The command name, for example, renew command, the section it is being given. In the section, it should be Arabic number, not a like a Roman number. It should be Arabic number. If it is written like Arabic, then it will be starting from 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so even we have already seen that, like in the book, actually we should have a chapter and section. Okay, so in the book class we will have a section as like a chapter as well as section. Whereas in the article it will be having only section. Okay, so if you are running a chapter, if there is no chapter, and if you are running a section, it will be showing a number as 0.1. Okay, 0.1 in book or class. Okay, to avoid that, what you can do is like we can start with the Arabic. So Arabic, it will start with the 1. Okay, so the commands, we can change it accordingly, and we can make it a user defined one. Okay, so yes, up to this macros, it is done. Macros, it is only for most probably, because nine arguments only we can pass it, right? So this is considered as a low level commanding, user defined commanding operations. We can do it with the macros. But if you're going as a higher level with the document in documents itself, the entire document itself, and we want to use it in entire all the other classes or packages, then you can go with the document commands. And these documents commands, I'm not going much detail into it, because it may take some extra classes for this document commands. But this is similar to the macros. Macros will be considered as a low level, but this document commands will be considered as a like a document like a package level. Okay, you can consider it as a package level. Here also we have used a new command. Be careful with the caps as well as the small letters. Okay, font of this you have to be careful. This is in small letters, new command, it is for macro. And for a document, it is a new document command with ND, and the first letter of the commands will be in capital letter. Okay. So if you are using these commands, this will be used in the package level, at the package level. So the package level means this command can be used throughout all the classes or all the packages also you can use it. Okay. So that command, for example, the section command, if you are using section chapter command, that's all, that chapter and section command are used in that document environment only, and which is defining some style. Okay. So those styles will be used in all classes, and in all chapter cannot be used in all classes, but section can be used in all classes, and it can be used in all with all package. It is compatible with all the packages. Okay. So such type of commands, if we need to create it, then it can be used with the document. With these commands we can do it. Okay. So these are some set of commands which can be used. So let me avoid the, like, it will take a lot of time. So let me skip off these document commands, and let us go with the class and package commands which we needed. Okay. So class, if you are if you want to create some classes, because these commands are very less when compared to the document commands. Instead of document commands, if you are considering this class and package command, it is combinations of macros only. Okay. So this package also we can do, as I told you, like this can be done at a level of university, or if you want to do with like a general package which can be used in used by all, then it can be a latex package also. Okay. So within the university also you can use, and latex package also used. But latex package, we need to combine many packages, and we need to use some larger commands. Okay. Instead of that, we will be using some university level commands. Okay. So that will be used only by some group of people only. Okay. So those commands are limited, and we can see what are those commands. And class and package are not much difference at the level of second level, I can say. Okay. If you are using at for some groups, then the commands for class and package will not be much, and it is easily exchangeable. Okay. Only the name is going to change. Okay. But the major difference is with the, if you are having a package, then it can be used with any classes. But if you are creating class, then it can be used only with a particular class. So that is the only difference we can have. Okay. Otherwise, either you can have you can create a class file, or you can create a class file, package file also. Okay. So first thing is there is a first line will be need text format. In the package you can see need text format name, and release date will be there. So it will tell you what are the type of engine you needed, whether like a text, or you need some latex, or you need some latex, something like that. If you need it, then you need to be indicated by this text format. Which format you need it, you need to be mention it there. Okay. So this would be the first line of your package. Not for the classes. Classes it need not be, but for the package, this first line should be available. And we have to enter the release date also, because for each and every release date, it will be varying. The classes, the behavior of those commands will be varying. Okay. So we need to indicate the release date also. And for creating a new class, we have to use a command of provides class. Okay. And the class name is nothing but your user defined name, and the release date. Suppose if I'm going to release it today, then you can mention the release date, as well as some description, you can mention it there. Okay. So for creating a new class, you have to use like a command of provide class. And a new package, if you want to give, you have to give a provide package. And file, if you want to have a new file, then it can have a provide file. Okay. So file is nothing but you can have a .tox auxiliary files. If you want to create it outside, then you can create it. Okay. And for loading the package, for suppose if you are having a package, and you want to load some other package into this package, or some classes into this class. Okay. So I'm not going to override the existing class, but I'm going to use it, or sometimes I can overwrite also. So if I'm doing like that, for that, what I have to do is, first I have to download those already existing packages or the classes into my class or into my package. Then only I can do some modifications, or I can do some additions to that. So for that, what we have to do is, like for package, I have to use a command of /require package. And in case of load, actually, in the classes, for classes, I have to use a class load class. Okay, and then the option list. What are the options? For, suppose my graphics, sorry, color package is having some set of different formats of colors, RYB and RGB, as well as some cyan colors, some colors of CMD. Its colors are there. Okay, so some option list I can provide, and the package name of color is given. The release date of color packages needs to be mentioned here. Okay. There is two things are there. One is require package, another one is require package with option is there. So here I will be indicating some package available with my like package name, as well as some packages I need to include it, like whatever the package, whatever the options available with the original package, I need to list out what are the options I'm going to use it. But here with the options, what it will do, like it will have the package name or the original option, original packages option, as well as the option created in my new file, new package, that also will be included. Okay, so require package with option means it will take the option of original package, as well as it will have the option of the current package also. So currently I'm going to design some package, right? So I will be having some options which will be created. So those options will also be included there. Okay, so that is the difference between these two. And scheduling, actually, sometimes I may need to execute the code at the beginning of the package, or sometimes at the beginning of the documents I need to do it. That is, before the begin documents I need to do it. Then I can use these commands. Okay, so when I need to execute it, for example, if I'm having some table of content file is there, but I need to do it only at the end of my documents, then I can include it. Okay, so I can specify which time I need to include my commands. I can mention using the scheduling commands. And then we can have some options here. Options we will be usually mentioning it in a rectangular boxes, right? Like, sorry, square brackets, right? So square brackets, we will be using some options. Okay, so those options, for example, if you are using a document class / document class, within the square bracket we will be mentioning A4 size and 12 point. A4 size means the paper of the size will be A4, and 12 point means 12 point means for each and font size will be entire document font size will be 12 point. Okay, so those are the options I'm providing. So those options I can declare as a user defined options also. Okay, so suppose for example the document class only have the A4 size, as well as the size of the paper, as well as the font of the paper one, font of the document only. Okay, so those two options are there, but I want to implement a new option of color. Okay, so I want my color option to be included in my class, the class document class. Then what I will do is, like, I can create some user defined options. Okay, so user defined options being created using this declare keys. Okay, so declare keys, the option, like what are the options and some declarations I can provide it. Okay, so these are like after declaring, there is some other process, like some other declarations are there. If that key is not known, then how to define it, that details I'm not going to detail. So let me skip those things. And the process key options, like once the options are given, everything will be has to be processed, right? So there should be a word of process option, process key option should be given. Okay, so earlier it was process option, but now it is a process key option we have to provide. And some key values I want to set it. For example, the pi value I want to set it, I can set it using the set keys. Okay, set keys, and the family name I can give like a pi1, some different name I have to provide, and the key value is 22 by 7, or the value of pi can be provided. Okay, so here like passing the options to the package, one package passing my one option of passing some options of one package to another can be done using this pass options to package. For example, in the graphics, I will be having some drawings. I want to I want to include some options of color. Then I can use this. Okay, so both package name will be provided, and the color, like colors will be passed on to this graphics package. Okay, so some other commands are also there. So I will not go much depth into it, but these commands are used for preparing some packages as well as labels. And yeah, before that, let me show you like see, this is a X color package is there. Okay, so this is a standard package available with a standard package. I'm saying, I'm not saying a user defined package. Okay, suppose if you want to do some user defined packages also. Okay, so there is a possibility. um, Okay, I'm not able to locate it. Yeah, here it is. Here this I have taken it from like internet only. So for using some packages, what I have they have used it, like they have defined some package named of style. Okay, so I'm making a rename. You can see that the package name is mentioned as style. Okay, so this was also prepared with the text file only, but after renaming it can be saved as .stx. Okay, xty. Okay, and while saving the file save as you can have it like .style extension, and this style extension can be used here. Okay, so this should be placed near to my text file so that I can use those packages. Okay, so these packages, if you are seeing, it will have all the commands whatever we have seen it earlier. So those commands and the design of that particular university, it is being given here. Okay, so this will be given here. But if you are running it using those package, then the design of that particular university layout will be provided here. Okay, so if you are seeing, this is the layout designed by the Columbia University. Okay, here you can see that usually there will be the title, make title will be having only the author as well as the title. Okay, so there will not be no other commands will be available. But these package what they have created, they have used some project command as well as supervisor command they have inserted, that is user defined. Okay, so user defined by the university, and they have included some this is some logo will be available that is not displayed properly, and some university name will be inbuilt. Okay, here I'm not giving any university name. You can see that here I'm not giving any university name, but university name is provided here because of my style package here, because I'm providing in the package the layout of the package, in the layout is provided in the package. Here you can see that the Columbia University I am providing it, and I'm giving a layout, and with the layout itself I'm designing this. A university name will be printed here, bachelor's thesis, and dates, everything will be printed accordingly. Okay, so the layout will be designed using the package file. Okay, and here if you are seeing this standard package available in the latex. Okay, so you can see the different types of file names are available. PDF file, it is output file, we know. The text file is not available at all, because this is a package which will be included in the which will be included in the latex software itself. That's why text file is not included, but this xcolor.dtx, it is nothing but the text file plus the commands. Okay, so my commands will be available in the style file. Okay, this is my style file. Style file, it is mentioned that name of the file, and followed by the year of the package. Okay, so package name and the year of the year of the year of the package, it is both are provided here. Okay, so for example, if we have seen some commands here, like let us try to find some commands here. So I will not go with the macros. Let us see like a package of okay. So here the color of the options we can see it like so. The X color may be having some options, right? So X colors options, pass options, or I can see this process options. So let me search it and So it is not being present here. Otherwise, I will search it here. You can see that R by RGB, it is a part of part of other packages which is being included here. Okay. Here provide command. So provide command will be used for downloading the packages, right? So here the range RGB package will be downloaded using this provide command, and this RGB is used as options in the other places. Okay, so you can see that it is used in the other places. New environment, it is declaring in the text color, it is providing some options of those packages itself. So you are having some packages, and those packages, it is being downloaded from the other packages are being downloaded, and the options of those original packages also being used here, and those options can also be modified, okay, using in this class and packages. Okay. So and here after seeing all these things, I thought some projects are coming into my mind, I want to share with you. And here for the projects you can do some latex packages. For example, for your university you can create some separate packages, whatever the IIC Bangalore as well as IIT Madras they have done. Similarly, you can create your own packages for universities. And also you can have some natural language processing. This is like a machine learning project, you can do it. So this is a important projects we can see. Nowadays, it is also upcoming topics also for this machine learning. And here, what you can do is nowadays, here the latex, it is around 14 languages are being used in the latex. Most of them are European languages, but Indian languages are being developed now. But so one can think about the projects related to converting from latex to the latex. Either commands can be converted to a natural languages or local languages, and otherwise, whatever the output, for example, we are having some kind of a text in Tamil and we want to convert into latex, then conversion of this can be done. Some kind of a converters we can prepare it. So that kind of projects we can do it. Okay. And in the ticks, actually, we have seen only displaying of images, but we have not seen some animations. It is also under development. It is being developed, and small animations are being done. So projects can be related to real-time ticks environment it can do, so that it can be directly used in other applications. And we can think about some projects in the dynamic web-based website designing, because as of now we are seeing that the latex is being run as a static program, because we have to run and then we have to stop it and then we have to view it. So dynamic program is a dynamic website. We cannot think with the latex, but we can try. Okay, so some commands are being newly incorporated, so it will have some dynamic. We can create some projects related to dynamic websites. And also we can think of projects such that the latex will be combined with the some IoT applications, so that whatever we are giving commands over there, then it will be displayed over there, like that we can do it. So this is similar to dynamic website creation or dynamic page creation only, but we can think of in different ways how it can be utilized. Okay, so we need not look as only document preparations. We can think in different ways also. So these are some projects which came to my mind. So I want to just like to share it. So we are concluding this with some takeaway points which we need to remember it. As an author, I'm saying, but as a developer, or if you're thinking of a project, then you can think of in this path. Okay. Otherwise, as an author, if you're thinking, then these are some of the takeaway points. The latex is a markup or label kind of commanding we are providing. For example, the section, like using some tag. The tag is nothing but the backslash you are giving, and the tag name is section. Okay, so like this we are providing some commands for the in the latex. And for the latex processor, we have seen the client latex PDF. We are using some PDF latex only, right? So PDF latex, we are getting the PDF out as output. There are other processor latex which we have not seen it, but latex, it is for different languages. They are using latex for processing some different languages. And for engine, as well, we are seeing, like we have already seen, like MikTeX. Okay, so MikTeX, it is one of the good engine. We can have a editor as well as the reader. And Technique Center also, it is good. Actually, we have worked at Technique Center at 10 years back, but nowadays MikTeX is okay. And with the editor, we are seeing that we are okay with the text maker, right? Text maker is good. Not text maker, it is text work. Text work is good. Okay. So, but we have a text maker also. This text maker, actually, it will work with the Technique Center. And as far as the structure is concerned, we have seen that it is having only two structures. One is preamble, and the other is documents environment. In the preamble, we will be giving all the packages that are needed for computing the layout of the documents. We will be using this package, command of use package, and then we will be importing other packages, and then we will be using it. And this will be used in the preamble. And in the commands will be like either it will be a simple commands or it will be arguments. With the arguments, it will be we have seen that section, it can be left as such, like a section itself, it will be mentioning numbers only. But if you want to have some titles, then also it can be mentioned as an argument. Okay. And while using some special character, for example, if you want to type only this backslash, be careful, like this cannot be used simply like backslash, like we cannot use the symbol of backslash, but instead we have to type backslash text backslash. There's some commands we have to type. So be careful with the special characters, otherwise you will be getting errors. So these are some of the takeaway points of this course. So these are some references I have taken, and most of the references are taken from this latex packages soft like a website only. Okay, so it is having all the documents needed for latex computation from initial to advanced level. It is having, so these can be taken. But for quick references, you can take some commands from the commands. It is available with the IIT Bombay website. So other universities also having some commands of latex. You can use it. And thanks everyone. And if there is any doubt, please let me know.
Participants, if you have any doubt, you can post it in chat box or question answer session. Also, I have posted the feedback form. Kindly fill the feedback form. Any questions? I think they don't have any questions, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Shamija ma'am, for traveling with us for the past 5 days. And small, even if it is small things, also you tell it in a very detailed way. Make sure that it understands, like certain things I could able to understand, means I think anybody can understand. So it was very nice session, and thank you so much for your valuable time, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.